Hi there, and welcome to Ocean County Highlights. I'm Donna Flynn, your host. There's a topic out there that most of us don't like to talk about, but you're seeing it in headlines, and you may have battled it in your own homes. We're talking about bed bugs, and today we're going to join Ocean County Health Department's representatives to talk to you a little bit about the actions you can take to help prevent bed bugs and to make sure you and your family are safe wherever you may be.
I'm Matt Cheek from the Ocean County Health Department. I'm Supervising Environmental Health Specialist. One of the most important things that we're going to discuss about bed bugs, we're going to start to separate some fact from fiction. We're going to base it on biology and the behavior of bed bugs. We're going to incorporate that to kind of arm the citizens of Ocean County with the knowledge that they need to help prevent and identify bed bug problems before they become bad, before they can happen at all, and sort of start to stop the spread of this, this unique pest. First of all, bed bugs are an insect, obviously. They're a parasite. The only food, the only sustenance for a bed bug is human blood. Bed bugs are only interested in feeding on human blood. Bed bugs do not have wings and they cannot jump. So when you're walking down the street next to someone and they happen to have bed bugs on them, you're not at risk for a flying bed bug to jump onto your clothes or into your bag and take them home. However, they do spread pretty easily. They're excellent hitchhikers, and their eggs in particular can be spread quite easily. The first thing that it's important to understand about bed bugs is their size. It's what makes them unique among parasites, and it's also what makes them a very hard parasite to get rid of. Bed bugs are at maximum growth at adult stage only about 1/4 inch long. That's about the size of an apple seed. When a bed bug is born, it's only about the size of a poppy seed, and although it's physically identical to the adults, it has to feed 5 times and go through 5 different stages where it will shed its exoskeleton and then grow into a larger bug. These facts are important because we don't want anybody to think that they might have a bed bug problem from a bug that doesn't fit this description, so an accurate identification is absolutely key. The first thing that someone should do if they suspect that they have a bed bug problem is actually try to get a hold of one of the bugs, whether it's dead or alive. The Rutgers Agriculture Extension on Whitesville Road in Toms River can identify those, and if you call the Ocean County Health Department, we'd be happy to direct you wherever you might need to go. Like I said, a bed bug is very unique among parasites. It's not believed that bed bugs do spread disease, and this is obviously an important fact to consider when the treatment options are typically quite harsh and can be detrimental to human health. The first thing to do after identifying a bed bug problem is to find a responsible, licensed pesticide applicator, that is to say an exterminator, that can come in and treat either your commercial establishment or your home. Bed bugs are susceptible and can be killed in 2 different ways. Number 1, there's chemical treatments. Obviously, the health department is going to recommend that people not apply pesticides themselves, even if you have a product that lists bed bugs on the label. Despite what you might see online, but despite what you might hear from friends, a lot of these chemicals can be very harsh and very harming to human health, and you're actually just trying to eradicate an insect that does not really spread disease. So these things are very important. We've all heard very dire horror stories from people who are trying to treat their home. They're applying very harsh chemicals near children. We're obviously going to recommend that people not do that. The first step to getting rid of a bed bug problem or preventing a problem from becoming bad is to get a positive identification of the bug. If you've identified that you have a bed bug problem, there are ways to determine exactly how deep that infestation can be. About 80% or 90% of all bed bugs will be found within about 8 feet of your bed, but you're not protected if you sleep on a couch. If you sleep on a couch, pretty much the same percentage of bed bugs will be found near the place where you sleep. Bed bugs are excellent hiders, and they don't have very strong skeletons. After they feed on human blood, they walk away for a long time to digest a meal. That means that they find any cracks or crevices, they can burrow into mattresses, they can burrow into box springs, and they can get right inside the wood slats that make up a bed frame. And they'll wait there and digest their meal before they come out and either shed that exoskeleton and grow into the next stage of their life, or start looking again for another meal if they're a full-grown adult. A bed bug will typically only live about a year, maybe a little bit longer, but it can go about 6 to 10 months without a meal. If you think that you're going to wait out a bed bug, it's really not going to happen. The other susceptibility that bed bugs do have, though, is temperature. Temperature can kill bed bugs, but it's very much a matter of time and temperature. If you can apply something like 140 degrees to a bed bug, it's fatal within minutes. However, if you can only attain about 120 degrees, then you're going to have to look for some significantly longer exposure time. The nice part of all this is that most dryers, based on normal to high heat settings, is a fatal temperature to bed bugs. That is to say, if you have fabric, clothes, sheets, bedding, something like that, that can go safely through the dryer, it will kill all stages of bed bug life, including eggs. So it's important to remember about the eggs that although they can be killed by temperature, they cannot be killed by any legally applied chemical that's on the market today. This is important because an adult female bed bug, based on temperature and the fact that a source could be nearby, can lay up to 200 to 500 eggs in her lifetime. This is a significant problem when you're trying to get rid of the actual infestation. What you want to be doing is be very vigilant when you travel and be very vigilant about your own home or your living space in order to identify an infestation before it becomes too bad. Places to check when you go home or if you're looking around your home would be mattress seams, little cracks and crevices, peels in wallpaper, or even nightstand drawers that might be next to the bed, because bed bugs will be found there oftentimes just kind of waiting or digesting a meal or growing or just looking for a host. So how do bed bugs find us? Bed bugs find us by tracking our heat from our body as well as our carbon dioxide that we exhale. So when someone is sleeping, they're generally quite still. They're exhaling a lot of carbon dioxide, and that room, while you're not moving around in your living space and you're actually stationary, that room is starting to fill with carbon dioxide. Bed bugs from all these cracks and crevices and all these different places are first drawn to your heat, and then they're often drawn towards you based on the carbon dioxide because you are the source of that carbon dioxide. For that reason, we often see many bed bug bites on the face, neck, arms, and hands, places that may not be covered up by clothing. It actually helps a bed bug to get a good grip on some smooth skin for them to be able to feed on you. Now, a lot of people are concerned that perhaps it's a lack of research that leads us to conclude that bed bugs do not spread disease, but this is actually not true. If you look at a bed bug's physiology, it's very unique. Its mouthpart is very unique even among other parasites, in that instead of having to inject other host's blood into a second host, it actually doesn't have to do that. It has two distinct mouth parts that actually are essentially one-way channels where it can inject an anticoagulant and an anesthetic so you don't feel, but you also don't clot while they bite. And it has a second straw on its mouth part that actually takes in the blood that makes up the meal. So the important thing when you're traveling would be to, when you check into your room, perhaps put your luggage either on a fold-out crate, which are usually provided, or in the bathtub. Bed bugs are just not likely to be found there because the surface is not good for them to walk on, and there's not likely to have been a host in that area for quite some time, and that even if there was a host, it wouldn't have likely spent that much time in the bathtub. After you place that luggage in the bathtub, go around the room and give it a good glance and a good look. Maybe take a credit card and go along pictures that might be permanently mounted to the wall. Bed bugs will often hide in these places because of daily maid service and other things that can disrupt the actual bed. So they don't really like to be disrupted, and they may be hiding in some cracks and crevices that they wouldn't normally hide in a private residence. It's important to know that if you see bed bugs in your room, you should immediately let the management know of the hotel and ask to be relocated. When you come home from travel, it's also a good idea, and it would be recommended that you throw all the clothing that you might have worn and any fabrics that are safe into the dryer just to go through a cycle, and take any trash bags that you might have been holding them in and throw them in an outside disposal can. Like we talked about, the bed bugs can live quite some time without a meal, but and they can get quite jostled around, and they're okay with that. They actually will find a small protected space, and they'll usually outlast all of our human activity, where we would start to get a sense of calm and a feeling like we might have taken care of the problem. So all these vigilant steps definitely will help you protect against an infestation entering your home. If you do have an infestation in your home, contact several companies. Get a good idea of what people would be looking to charge, and get an idea of what people would be looking to use. It's your living space, and it's your right to know what chemicals, what temperatures could be put out in your living space. Because of the fact that bed bugs are so hard to kill, A lot of the compounds that will work on them are persistent. That means they kind of last in your own living environment, and they penetrate quite deeply into fabrics, into carpets, and things like that. So for that sake, it's important that you think about preventing first, and think about using responsible steps to hire a pest control professional, making sure that person's licensed, and making sure that you're not exposing you or your family to harsh chemicals to prevent an infestation of a bug that is not known to spread disease. So we have, at the health department, we've developed a whole list of resources. We've tried to tailor them to each sector of the economy, which kind of presents a unique risk profile. And we're trying to take all these steps, and by all means, we can be contacted at the Ocean County Health Department. We will be doing several public speaking engagements, and if anyone is interested in just talking about a private case, or if someone's interested in having staff trained or even residents trained, the health department would obviously be happy to come out. We can tailor a presentation to you, and we can help with the treatment, post-treatment, or prevention of any further bed bug spread in Ocean County. So it's important to remember that this parasite is here. It's here to stay for some time, and all citizens, it falls on all of us to be vigilant and to help protect the young people and seniors, and check in on family who might be experiencing a problem. If you don't know, those are just some steps, but always consider the ramifications of your actions. If you have any further questions, or if you need to see our list of resources, I would go to www.ochd.org and click on the bed bug issues. I'm Matt Cheek from the Ocean County Health Department.
Thanks for joining me today here on Ocean County Highlights. If you or your family members need any more information about bed bugs and their prevention, please visit the Ocean County Health Department website at www.ochd.org. Have a great day.